Welcome back. I'm an emergency doctor actively working at the emergency department of my hospital. In this Doctor's Corner series, we'll dive into lesser-known approaches and hidden strategies to help the people with critical illnesses. You can subscribe if you want to learn the latest news and healthy solutions about your health. Begin with respect. Do not begin with shame. Do not look at a person who games too much and say, "Just stop." Ask a better question. Why does stopping feel so hard when the person already knows the consequences? And ask the next question. How can a smaller action beat a stronger urge? Gaming becomes a clinical concern, not when someone simply enjoys games, but when control weakens. Gaming starts taking priority over school, work, sleep, relationships, and health, and the person continues even after harm is obvious. That is the central pattern recognized in the World Health Organization's ICD-11 description of gaming disorder. The American Psychiatric Association also describes internet gaming disorder as a condition needing further study, with features such as preoccupation, withdrawal-like irritability or anxiety when not gaming, unsuccessful attempts to cut down, loss of interest in other activities, deception about time spent, and risking major life opportunities because of gaming. So listen carefully. This is not about hating games. Say that clearly. Games can be social, creative, competitive, and meaningful. The issue is not the screen by itself. The issue is the loss of flexible choice. Why? Because the brain can learn that the fastest path to reward, escape, identity, achievement, and social connection is the game. And when one activity becomes the shortest road to all those needs, ordinary life begins to feel slow, grey, and strangely difficult. Now give the audience the key idea. Do not fight a giant habit only with a giant promise. Fight it with small actions repeated at the right moments. Why? Because the addicted pattern often lives in moments, not in speeches. It lives in the 10 seconds after boredom appears. It lives after a stressful message. It lives after losing one match and needing just one more. It lives at midnight when the room is quiet and the next day feels far away. So use small actions. Use them not as weak little tricks, but as clinical tools. Use them as tiny interruptions in a powerful loop. First, understand the loop. Ask yourself, what is gaming giving this person that life is not giving fast enough? Is it mastery? Is it status? Is it escape from anxiety? Is it a team? Is it a predictable world? Is it a place where effort is rewarded immediately? In many cases, gaming is not only entertainment, it becomes emotional regulation. A person feels stressed, lonely, bored, ashamed, restless, or empty, and gaming changes the internal weather within minutes. That is why telling someone, have more discipline, often fails. Discipline is important, yes, but discipline without design is fragile. Look at the medical literature. Cognitive behavioral approaches are among the most studied interventions for problematic gaming and internet use patterns. A randomized clinical trial involving men with internet and computer game addiction found stronger remission with a manualized cognitive behavioral treatment than with a waitlist control. A cluster randomized clinical trial of adolescents at risk found that a CBT-based prevention program reduced gaming disorder and unspecified internet use disorder symptoms over 12 months. Another randomized trial tested an integrated motivational cognitive behavioral group intervention for adolescents with gaming disorder, reflecting how treatment often combines motivation, cognition, behavior, and strengths rather than relying on warning alone. Now ask, what does CBT often do in practical terms? It breaks the problem into observable pieces. It asks, what happened before gaming? What thought appeared? What emotion appeared? What did the body feel? What did the person do next? What consequence followed? Then it changes the sequence. That is exactly where small actions become powerful. Tell the person, do not start by promising, I will never game again. Start by finding the first movable piece. Why? Because the nervous system often resists total deprivation, but it can tolerate one clear next step. The brain argues with a life sentence. It can cooperate with a 5-minute action. For example, say this, When the urge comes, stand up before you decide. Not quit forever. Stand up. Put both feet on the floor. Walk to the sink. Drink water. Open a window. Text one person. Write the urge level from 1 to 10. Wait 10 minutes. Then decide. Why does this matter? Because an urge feels like a command only when it is followed immediately. Insert a small action and the urge becomes an event you can observe. You are no longer inside the wave, you are watching the wave rise and fall. This is not motivational poetry, it fits with behavior change science. Behavioral activation, a treatment approach with a strong evidence base in depression care, uses activity monitoring, activity scheduling, skills training, and contact with healthier sources of reward. Reviews of behavioral activation describe its effect as working through activation and environmental reward. People improve not by waiting to feel motivated first, but by doing structured actions that reconnect them with meaningful reinforcement. So command this: act first, then let motivation catch up. Why? Because motivation often returns after movement, not before it. How do you use that with gaming? Schedule micro rewards outside the game before removing the game. Do not create a vacuum. Replace first, reduce second. Tell the gamer, before your first match, take a 5-minute walk. Before you log in, wash your face and make the bed. Before you join voice chat, message a real-life friend. Before you start a ranked session, complete one small duty that protects tomorrow. These actions may look too small to matter, but they change the opening scene of the habit. Now go deeper. Gaming addiction often feeds on 3 things: cue, craving, and convenience. So attack all 3 with small actions. First, change the cue. Move the console controller away from the bed. Log out after each session. Remove the shortcut from the home screen. Turn off auto start. Put the charger in another room. Why? Because the hand often moves before the mind has finished voting. Second, change the craving. Use delay. Say, I can play after 10 minutes if I still choose it. Do not say, I must not want it. That creates a fight inside the mind. Say, I can want it and still wait. How does that help? It trains tolerance. The person learns that discomfort is not an emergency. Third, change convenience. Add one small barrier. Put the device in a drawer. Use app limits. Keep gaming outside the bedroom. Ask a family member to hold the power cable overnight if needed. Do not make access impossible at first. Make automatic access less automatic. This is where implementation intentions become useful. In health psychology, implementation intentions are if-then plans. If a specific cue appears, then a specific behavior follows. Research on implementation intentions shows that planning the when, where, and how of behavior can support health behavior change, including physical activity and some substance use outcomes. So command the audience, write the plan before the urge arrives. Do not improvise in the storm. Ask, if I feel the urge after dinner, then what exactly will I do? If I lose a match and want revenge, then what exactly will I do? If it is midnight and I say one more, then what exactly will I do? Use plans like these. If I say one more match, then I will stand up, turn on the room light, and set a 10-minute timer. If I feel restless after school or work, then I will walk outside for 5 minutes before opening any game. If friends invite me after my limit, then I will say, I'm off for tonight, I'll join tomorrow. If I break the plan, then I will record it without insulting myself and restart at the next hour. Notice the last one. It matters. Shame is gasoline for escape. If a person slips and then says, I'm hopeless, gaming becomes the painkiller for that shame. So give this command. Do not turn a lapse into an identity. Turn it into data. Ask, what was the trigger? What time was it? Was I tired? Was I hungry? Was I avoiding something? How can I make the next action smaller and earlier? Now address the body. Why does the body matter? Because gaming problems are not only thoughts on a screen, they are sleep, arousal, posture, light exposure, appetite, and stress chemistry. Late night gaming can collide with sleep routines, and poor sleep weakens attention, impulse control, and emotional balance. When the brain is tired, the game becomes more persuasive, so give practical instructions. Protect the first and last 30 minutes of the day. In the morning, do not begin with gaming content. Get light, move, eat something simple. At night, set a shutdown ritual. Do not rely on willpower at 1 a.m. Put the device away before the most vulnerable hour arrives. Ask, how do we reduce gaming without making life feel empty? Build a menu of replacement actions, but keep them small enough to start. Do not say, find a whole new life by Monday. Say, choose 3 actions that take under 10 minutes. 1 physical action, 1 social action, 1 responsibility action. Physical, walk, stretch, push-ups, shower, clean the desk. Social, send 1 message, sit with family for 5 minutes, call someone, study in the same room as another person. Responsibility, open the assignment, pay 1 bill, pack the bag, write tomorrow's first task. Why these 3 categories? Because gaming often replaces body regulation, belonging, and progress. Give the person small doses of each outside the game. Make real life less silent. Now speak to families. Do not only punish, observe. Ask, what need is the game serving? If a teenager games all night, ask, is school humiliating? Is there ADHD? Is there anxiety? Is there depression? Is there bullying? Is the game the only place where they feel competent? Studies and reviews repeatedly discuss comorbidity with concerns such as depression, anxiety, ADHD, and impulse control difficulties, so the gaming behavior may be the visible part of a broader clinical picture. So command families, replace interrogation with structured support. Say, let us build a plan together. Set limits, yes, but also set alternatives. Create a shared evening routine. Keep meals device-free. Celebrate effort, not just abstinence. If harm is severe, school collapse, aggression, self-neglect, depression, suicidal thoughts, or inability to stop despite major consequences, seek professional help. Do not wait for the house to burn before calling for water. Now speak to the gamer directly. Do this tonight. Choose 1 small action that happens before gaming, 1 small action that happens during gaming, and 1 small action that happens after gaming. Before gaming, complete a 2-minute reset. Clear the desk. Drink water. Write the planned stop time. During gaming, set a visible timer. After each match, stand up. Do not start the next match while seated. Make the body vote before the game does. After gaming, record 3 numbers: start time, stop time, urge level. That is all. No long diary, no self-attack, just data. Why record? Because addiction loves blur. It loves I don't know how long. It loves I only played a little. Measurement turns fog into a map, and once you have a map, you can choose the next step, then reduce by edges, not by fantasy. If someone plays 6 hours nightly, do not always demand 0 tomorrow. First, remove the most damaging 30 minutes. Which 30 minutes? The late night block that destroys sleep, the morning block that delays school or work, the angry block after losing. Cut where the damage is greatest. Ask, how do we make the small action satisfying? Give it a visible reward. Use a calendar. Mark each day you complete the first interruption. Share it with 1 trusted person. Pair the new action with something pleasant. Music during a walk, tea after shutdown, a short conversation after logging off. The brain needs proof that life outside gaming still pays. And remember this, small does not mean soft. Small means repeatable under stress. A plan that works only when you feel inspired is not a plan. It is a decoration. Build actions that survive boredom, fatigue, and emotion. So the message is simple, but not simplistic. Gaming addiction is not solved by shame, panic, or dramatic promises. It is changed by understanding the loop, protecting the body, treating hidden emotional drivers, and inserting small actions at the exact moments where the habit usually wins. Ask 1 final time, why do small actions work? Because they lower resistance, interrupt automatic behavior, create new rewards, strengthen self-observation, and rebuild choice. How do you begin? Stand up before you decide. Delay before you obey. Replace before you remove, record before you judge, restart before you surrender. Do not wait to become a completely different person. Take the next small action and let that action become evidence that control can return. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and keep the circle strong. See you with the next topic as one family moving forward together.